everyone. So there is a lot of energy swirling around here, right? On my channel. And therefore, just also to cool it, to have it a little bit calm. I like that my channel is so small, there's not so many comments. No, but I love your comments as well. Thank you so very much, each and every one of you. But yeah, since I also sense, it feels like there are many energies, and I don't really go into trying to pick it up, but you still do. So yeah. What else? And now I'm so frustrated. I watched this. This is for the soul. Saul. That was a horse. A horse I took care of. He had been a racehorse. What do you say? Those who the play on. Actually, wonder if that will ever happen. So, talking about psychics, also some are very skeptical of psychics, and that's sane. I mean, really. I believe in what I do, and I believe in many. I mean, rather that we all have these capabilities, but then there are also fraud out there a lot. So, and yeah, a lot of things goes on everywhere. So what can I say? But some of them had said that I should win. I don't know what I would do with that even. And it haven't happened yet. It was quite some long ago since. And that was also kind of fun. This medium who told me several things that I would have. Okay, maybe it's not totally gone. Oh, it's not. No. I spiral down into a hole that I won't even want to go to. So stop it. But just about the winning thing, then I will skip the other things, because otherwise I get myself into a mood I don't even want to be in. So then I actually confronted this medium about that. Or I asked. It went like, I don't know, 10 years. No, it went a long time. And she didn't say like, this might happen or this is what I see. She said that this will absolutely happen, and so on, with several things that I absolutely also wanted to listen to. So you should be really, really careful with mediums and psychic, also how they talk. But it's easy to slip also. I mean, yeah, it's easy when you feel or see something very strongly and you are very used to that it is accurate also. It's difficult not to. But anyway, her response was that, because I said, how long shall I, because she says you don't like to play the lottery or doing stuff like that because you think it's a waste of money and you don't win. And that's true. That's how I felt about it. But so no one really knew about that, so that was right. I mean, aside from my close ones then. But then she said that she saw that I was going to win. And it went by a lot of years, like 10 years. And then I asked her, I mean, yeah. And she said, well, you have blocked it. Yeah. And okay, that may be totally right. I think probably it is. But still, I think that's a really cop out. I mean, you can say anything then. And this and this, but you did block it. But maybe it's actually accurate. Who knows? But I think still, some kind of little tiny responsibility you also need to take yourself as a psychic or medium, and actually realize that sometimes you aren't right, because why wouldn't you see the blockages then? Why are they hidden? So, but I think about it also like this, that the universe is a loving place, and that these blockages, if so, I mean, whatever she said and for what reason, she's kind of, that's a problem with certain psychics. I'm not sure about her. I just won't go into specific individuals. I don't care about that. But when it comes to all kinds of spiritual things, maybe more so in those new age, I don't know, yeah, I think so, more than maybe traditional, I'm not sure though, but yeah, that there is so much concentration on being seen as whatever, or making money, preferably a lot of those. And I think maybe if there are those who are really great to still fall into that ego trap. It's not that it's not okay, it's just that when it takes over, then when that becomes the aim, when it's not the aim anymore to be of help or heal, then it goes off track. And it's so easy to be tempted, as in any situations where you have power, you get tempted. Freedom is tempting, you know. Yeah. Anyways, so there are so many energies around. So many energies. So we can just breathe. Also, I have been healing quite some to a few pretty close ones. So those have been close to my heart forever. And one of them got well now. My dad was really, really sick, and then there are some others who I still heal to every day because of various ailments. And sometimes I just heal to people who ask me to heal, but these are also those who are very close to my heart personally, and that too really. It's a positive feeling though, but I mean it takes something. I mean, not take. How can I explain? I mean, I concentrate on the energy and the positives, and I feel bright when I focus on that. At the same time, you always wish that those close are, or those who, everyone actually, but those you have close at heart, that they would feel well, you know. So it's a sort of a touch of sadness always comes along with that. Although I know it's part of life, and things happen, I think, for reasons still. But what if this won't even show to be a Soul Saturday? Well, maybe you need to check the description box. I feel like suddenly I go into this ramble mode, and then I don't know where I go with this. I have prepared though. I am too lazy actually right now to film, but I have Nature's Whispers here to pick some cards for us, and I will do, since you can't see them, and I feel like that is kind of a I could probably, if I was very tricky, I could fake how I pull them or something, I don't know, but what would be the point? But anyways, I feel like it would be more accurate maybe to you if you could pick a number. So I thought, like, okay, seven cards, that's a lot to read maybe, or pick, but so that you could choose from. And then I thought about the power of 9, and also I of course could not resist, too curious, so I went checking. I don't know, it probably was maybe some other link. I just typed it in, or others. I checked a few, and sorry, got a drink. And that was absolutely mind-blowing. And I have this, it's called something else, I don't know what it's called, but some sort of dyslexia when it comes to numbers. I really suck at it. I can't even put together, I need to count on my fingers when it comes to, so, just when I buy something, I'm really not smart there. Where it's not that I'm not smart, honestly, maybe I'm not smart, but I mean, it's like something, numbers just get me exhausted just when I see them. I love them, but it's lately that I've been more fascinated by their meanings and the energy of them, and so And also I want to check in when to change or add an extra last name to see that the vibe that I get is not the worst kind of energy to have. I mean, that's good. At least those few checks I want to do. Or others change the spelling or something so that it will be a little bit better energy in it. Yeah. But I had no clue that, because I will get that number 9. And I didn't have a clue about all that. So I will put one link beneath, but I get really frustrated and angry even watching that, although I get so fascinated and it's mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. And those who like math, and also I so much love these geometrical, everything like that, is sacred geometry and all that. I love it. But to me it's more of an intuitive love than calculated as such as I, but still. And also oh, sorry. Also, when it comes to Spinoza, the love of my life almost. but he is so awesome. You can aside from I talk about Thich Nhat Hanh and Eckhart Tolle and so, but Spinoza. Honestly, if you want to feel like you're on a fresh mountaintop and everything is clear, and at least this is my experience, probably someone else feel that he's really boring and everything, but he, according to himself, since I don't understand math, I don't know about that math part of it, but it accordingly according to him then is a mathematical, it's mathematically proven. He's that's not called axioms, but the things he shows in the ethics, his book. So yeah, it's super boring to start with. I mean, probably everyone, or dry, you feel that it's like, what is this? But that's really healing, I feel personally. That have been my Bible for years. Tao Te Ching was my Bible for several years. Also, I read it every day, all the time. And the ethics, maybe even more so. No, maybe not, but similarly, in several years, I read it always. And there is a book I read always now, actually. I won't mention what that is. I feel like being secretive now. But it's nothing... it's nothing with that. I just feel like... I don't know. Suddenly I don't want to expose everything. No, but it's a book. Yeah, it's a book. A very well-known book, though, anyways. But also, Bhagavad Gita was very magical to me for a while. I could use that as a tool as for divination. When I opened, especially that one, I mean, as I said, everything reflects everything in the universe, but especially that one, and if I pointed to somewhere, I got like instant answers from it. But maybe you need to sometimes interpret them symbolically and understand what they say through that. But anyways, it was super clear to me anyway, so yeah. This remind me, this picture that I keep up here, I'm really not so much into fantasy things, or they are so beautifully made, but there are things also that I'm drawn to in them, I don't know. But this one reminds me of this chaos card in the Shadows of what is it called now? Darkness and Light, Oracle of Shadows and Light, right? Yeah, by Lucy Cavendish. Yeah, I think I like her stance, or her she, yeah, I don't know, something with the hair, I don't know, the light, the stars behind her, something in that I like. Yeah. Yeah, and also, there is a strong, there are so many feelings around here, and since they call it sometimes being an empath, and I mean, you could try not to feel it, but you feel it, you know. And there's so much sadness, so I almost like cry. Really. And also, by the way, yeah, no, I won't go into details according. I've gotten some messages and stuff also, and I have this kind of you know, vision quest period now, so I kind of jump out here to speak to you in advance a week ahead of time, and so just to keep up with what I've started, keeping up with the videos to you, but and also to be ahead of time a bit, so I can like take a semester. I don't know if I wish, but anyway, so I haven't checked into messages now, but I got several recently, and yeah, some asked about some other relatives, things, there were things going on, and wait a sec, what is happening? I guess I gotta listen what this is now. I don't know, someone is impatient, obviously. Maybe I should keep whispering. So, anyways, where was I now? Yeah, and that I felt really was, I had positive feelings about it, but you never, I mean, when it comes to future things and what's going on, and also at distance, and just thinking about someone not knowing, or you don't even, you don't even know names or what they look like, or it's not as easy to connect in that way. If you should do it maybe more professional, to have a link to hold on to that you really know. Otherwise it can be like a little bit, I mean, it can easily be so that you pick up something else maybe. But I've had a good feeling, so I really hope that will be well. But there was something else, and you know, well, although I have a sad feeling, I gotta say this also. Maybe before I start to pull you all down into this, it looks like she's like standing there in the ocean, is going to be pulled down. But anyways, keeping ourselves on the surface here now. Breathe. Yeah. You know, I feel that there is some issue there. Obviously, I mean, that's not so difficult to I'm sorry how to say this now, but what I feel is the conclusion of what I feel now related to you. I also hesitate to speak, even though there are messages and they are, you know, they are private and so, but maybe if I say something, maybe, I don't know, maybe I expose something someone wouldn't want me to, that I didn't think of, or so I don't know about this now. I will pause and think meanwhile I do the video then. No, but the thing is, what I mean is that there is someone here I also feel is that concerning the health and so, that was not spoken, that was not expressed, but I feel that, you know, yeah, I feel you, and there is so much sadness also. But what I want to come to is not that. That's not that. It's that it will be fine for you. That's what I see. And, well, also related to what I said before about people just throwing things around, and everyone wants everything to be fine. So that's an easy thing to tell someone. But that's actually what I see or feel. I mean, the feelings does not always say the truth of things. But yeah, so it will be fine for you. No worries. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say in a super complicated way of expressing it. Okay. And so now I was going to pick 7 cards, and then I thought I would take 9 then, because 9 was such a super magical number. I knew that it was, but I didn't knew how extremely extreme it was. Yeah, as I said, mind-blowing. So then I thought, okay, I will take 9 cards, and but then I got like super frustrated. So I almost wouldn't want to make a video or audio. But yeah, sometimes my temper. But I probably will. But I wanted to say a few things more about compassion. And that is, yeah, as I talked about compassion, in Buddhism, some parts of Buddhism anyway, they talk about why you would put someone in front of yourself would be because they are obviously like more of the self. You are just one individual, and if you put others in front before yourself, then that's just the whole. They often go through logical reasoning for things, and that's the point. That's truly a point. I mean, if we are, as I also think of it, as oneness, then, and also as I within my own mind and run my things to understand where I stand in things, that I can understand how you get to that conclusion, that would be best. But then again, I guess I'm too witchy to be able to, maybe in some coming lives, let's hope. And also I think it's not easy maybe to judge others, but if you haven't been in all kinds of situations or seen all kinds of things, you for sure don't even know how, you never know how you would react in a certain situation. But it's different to react in the situation or to like plan. That's totally different things. And yeah. So I don't know, honestly, where I'm most truthful to myself, to my own truth, what is really, what I feel is right. That's, I guess, what I'm searching for. I guess that's maybe what we search for, all of us. Maybe not. But, yeah. So, yeah, I get very affected by, I mean, I also want to get affected by energies. That's why I do. I feel like that is like being out not in a tornado, not so, it's cooler than that, but I mean, it's like energies flow back and forth and in all kinds of directions, and I like to kind of sway with that and just sense it on what's going on out here, But when it's many, then it gets a little bit difficult to discern what's, it pulls in all directions, and that's, maybe you can hear that in my voice. Also, by the way, I may, since there have been more communication here lately than before, and I like that, partly, no, I really like that. I feel like it's very kind of empty when no one even says something. It's like, I know someone listened though, but I appreciate it a lot. Just whatever comment. But maybe I will, if I forget some comments, that may be because if they are related to videos far back or something, I may focus on those that are on the latest videos then. And also maybe it takes a little while before, because I do this in advance now then. Yeah. And also, I'm not the subtlest at all, actually. And when it comes to things like whatever, actually I laughed before I'm going to talk here, because I felt that I wanted to express that everything going to be fine there. But then I came to think about a few songs that aren't at all related, and I should stop with this whole thing, because it's so easy to, as I talked about projections, and so people can interpret whatever they search for. They want to see this or that, or even if they don't want, maybe they, you look for things, and then those are the things that pop up. And that's also why probably people can be, or can use like show of mediumship and so to people, because they will be so attentive to whatever they want to hear. And therefore, when I do readings, I usually write them down beforehand, and maybe I keep that sheet, and if I meet a person, and give that to them in the hand afterwards, so they can see that everything was written down beforehand. I didn't change it back and forth during our conversation, and I so, and also because I meditate beforehand and tune in, and also when I do it on distance, like a phone or so, obviously I don't communicate much then before. I just tell them what I see. It's not a talk like that. They are kind of quiet. And they don't have to be quiet. They can ask me or tell me things if they want. But generally, I go through what I've picked up for that hour or so that I sat and meditated about it. So it's not that I do that also at a distance. It's easier to not read them, like cold readings, like reading facial expressions and so on, because you can fall into that even when you don't intend to, and that can even make you sidetracked because they believe in a certain way or think in a certain way, and that's really not how it is. And so it's not the best way to work, I think, in some sense. But then again, when I have felt spirits coming close, like really going into my aura, for example, then I've sat most of the time I've sat right before in front of them, so that's stronger somehow. The spirits are so close to them, so they come. But that have happened, as I mentioned, I guess some time ago, recently, also through the night. It was really strong. Someone who passed on very recently, which is also very surprising, because they maybe take some time often before they show up again. They kind of, I don't know what they do there exactly, but acclimatize. No, what to say? Acclimatize. That's maybe a Swedish word. Yeah. So, anyways, do I bump into this or whatever is bumping? Something's bumping. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean that can be really misinterpreted, as I dislike so much. I really love clarity, and I push people into corners so that they shall be clear with me in ordinary, like, conversations even. And people get like disturbed by my need for clarity, kind of. Or I just get frustrated, I guess, yeah, if I don't have clear conversations. But I've learned that to let go and let people talk in whatever vague ways for whatever vague reasons sometimes. But I can see that there are reasons sometimes, and we are also just different. I prefer oftentimes to, when I want to say something, I say it straight. But then again, sometimes that's impossible, because there can also be all kinds of reasons for that, but sometimes it's just meaningless. That's mainly it, I guess. There's no use. It will just maybe even cause harm, or at least it will wouldn't matter, you know. You just feel like your words mean nothing. So then I don't waste my breath to say things much. Yeah. Also, I'm kind of yeah, well, maybe stubborn, but also proud, I guess. Very few situations, because I don't have that. I don't want to put up some show or portray things, but I'm proud in the way that I wouldn't like let people behave in whatever kind of way towards me, and I wouldn't accept that, and I wouldn't communicate with that. I mean, that's where I draw the line. Now I come to think about another song. But by the way, this I was going to talk about that whole that everything is going to be all right. No woman, no cry. No, but not that song. But also Three Little Birds and that. But I really didn't think of them much to connect. But anyways, you know, you can always pick up songs. But that whole, I wonder if that's out there still. It's what is this? Loudon Wainwright the Third. What is it called? I guess maybe Drawing the Line. It's kind of, you have a sort of funny songs, and also not so. They're kind of deep. One song is about numbers. I need to find that. Absolutely. Hope it's there somewhere. I think it's him though. Yeah, I think it's him. I will put these links there. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of funny. I like him. So, shall I now pick some cards for us? So you can pick a number then, whomever you are. That's okay. I will just pick 3. I will pick 3 cards a day because I get so. Also, I mean, Nature Whispers. They are not. If you take tarot, they could be. They have like all energies in one box. I feel mainly. While oracle cards can be. A deck can have similar energy, a whole deck, but still the nuances and meanings can vary. But so I think it's overdoing it actually. But everything comes down to 9 anyway. So 3. We will take 3 now because I've talked so long. Also. All right, now this is the first card. Oh, I think we see it. Let love be your beacon. I don't know what that last word means, but it sounds great. And you can, of course, Google these, I think, if you want to look at the picture. And that's a good idea, I think, sometimes. It may reveal more things, and therefore I really not exactly like that I don't show them. But so, it's card number 42, talking about numbers. That number has some meaning, does it not? I mean, if you add and if you like, yeah, if you double it up. No, but I will skip that whole vagueness. That's all right. Yeah, let love be your beacon. So it's number 42, the card, anyways. All right. And then the number 2 is Inner Truths. This one who is walking there with a little. Both of them actually have a little lamp holding. She have a candle. This little girl. And like a cave-like tree formations with several ways to go or openings to go into. I guess the first one is a little bit like that too, right? But there are more little animals around the first one, as I see. Maybe not. Maybe there are those around the other one too. Yeah, but they are very beautiful. And there is light. As I said, when you look into these, you see more and more suddenly. Yeah, so this is very... The second one here is number 16. Meaningful numbers coming up here. And that's one number I love for many reasons. Yeah. But I won't go into the numbers. I think there are some fairies here in the second. But the second seems more like there are more opportunities open at this moment for the second card there. But at the same time, it's brighter and calmer for the first here. Maybe if you have several choices, you can also, but I should have said that beforehand. Could ask. I maybe write it beneath, so if you happen to see that beforehand, then you know that you can do that. Because the other one, there are more opportunities. There are so many choices open in all kinds of directions right now for this little one. And then the third is the last card. Would be This is so beautiful. Be spontaneous. This is someone who actually kind of reaches out and touches this little baby there. So beautiful. I don't think I've gone through this, but I think I haven't seen this card. At least I've forgotten it. So this is number 31. Maybe that means something to you as well. So let's see. That's this card have some, to me, vague sense of, it's calm, but it's also some sort of sad, and I don't know here, right? This is I don't know about this card. It's like a floating motherly fairy figure touching with the fingertips to her little fairy son or someone who's in the flower there. And it's kind of beautiful, but it's also a little bit like, and it's very, very calm, but it's like otherworldly. All of them are, but this is also like a full moon behind. I get a strange feeling with this one. But it maybe is about touching onto those in the other realm. So let's see now. First card I will read about them too. Love is let love be your beacon. Lead with love when you enter into a new situation. See love paving the way. If it is a tense situation or a work environment, do a visualization exercise of filling the space with bright, beautiful love for everyone involved, including yourself. Oh, this can be so difficult to do in some instances. Acknowledge what is going on and be willing to change how you are approaching this. Communication will be harmonious and you will have greater prospect to create what you are looking for. Focus on the light within you. Imagine the light shining out of you. Your inner light will permit you to see the world with new eyes and learn new things every day of your life. That's a very positive card. As I said, I think this is the first card here feels the brightest to me of them. Although it's kind of still and calm, they are a little bit more, this is not so active. It's like, it doesn't seem like a lot is happening, kind of, or maybe there's some kind of pause here, or she's a little bit, there seems like to be a city or some houses a bit away. She's out in nature and a bit distant from them, but she feels good. I see. To me, it seems like that. So if you need to look at those pictures to see what you see in them yourselves, that can be a good thing. That reveals most what you need to see. Very beautiful to me. This is so calm, so I get almost into trance. It's very warm colors, like orange, red colors, and yeah, it's like anticipation of some sort, waiting for new bright things. But there is choices and alternatives going on here. Everywhere where there is a two or so is a choice. Like, yeah, and also think about these little animals. There are animals around her, various kinds, squirrels, and there are rabbits and butterflies there, as there are butterflies all on the backside here, and a peacock on her arm. That have a lot of symbolic meaning. And also moths that are flying towards this light, which is, it's not only, here it's not butterflies really, it's moths. I see that now. They are like thicker as such and a little more scary looking maybe. And yeah, so that's the reason you draw this to you, because of your light. And also to have compassion for these others who may not, be able to see things in that same glowing way. Yeah, at least maybe try to aim for that. Such a difficult project. Yeah. I talked about this whole instinct and the whole, I'm so drawn to all this, love and compassion all the way around. But then again, this instinct person. So I need to get a grip. I'm studying it closely now, within me also. But that, including yourself, it said also. So it's very, very important to not exclude yourself and be all that compassion with everyone else. That usually have been my modus operandi. But I feel like I'm not so sure about that anymore. At least, I can oftentimes see in just small ways also when people's egos just are the ones running their show very much and having you as some sort of, object, and that's fine if it's a deal that is like that this is our connection, that I did this, but if it's like a vague, as I said, I don't like, then I'm better at backing off now when I see that going on. That people start to think because you are compassionate or kind that they can have you as some sort of personal slave. I don't know. No, not really. No, I don't know anyone who thinks that, but yeah, no, not absolutely not, but that's really to exaggerate. But there have been those who have, I mentioned this before also, which is so, I don't need to continue to mention things over and over again that I've been. But also I checked I have a lot of old diaries and I looked into them. That was overwhelming. I've kind of avoided to check them too closely. Little bit, I laughed because it's so crazy, but and I didn't know I had so many left, honestly. But also, it's that have shaken me a bit, I think, just to go back and it's so strange that I don't even remember some names that come up every day, and so I have no clue what that person, who that is. And some of it are in there much more than I knew they were. I've forgotten that. For example, Freddie, a guy who died very young in a car crash, and I didn't know I had written about that, the funeral, and the day when I got found out that it was the same day I started to. Oh, sorry. And also a couple of years, I started dating another guy that was very dramatic, and that it's kind of there is something still, I don't know whatever, but anyways, it was kind of the same day. I read, no, this is kind of a nice person, or that I've seen. I didn't even know his name then, and wrote down that I got to know that this other guy had crashed. So I was really messed up when it came to that, and that I've also added to my sometimes a little bit compulsive compassion, almost you could call it, because also when I was living at home when I was younger, I always needed to go and hug everyone before I left the house, because I wanted to have done that if I wouldn't meet them again. Sort of, I was always like that, but it went overboard when this guy suddenly, shockingly, or not so shockingly, when I read back, he was contained many times and was sent to some, or at least it was planned to send him. I think he was maybe sent to some youth school. I wish he would have made it. Yeah, it makes me so sad. And also, I mean, that doesn't matter maybe, but to me it did, that he was like boxing and he was so fit and he was so young and sort of sexy to me. And yeah, and I didn't know I was so in love with him, actually, that I obviously wrote for a whole, I don't know, a couple of years before this. I mean, I knew there was something between us now and then, kind of thing. Yeah, I had a sudden special connection to him, and a very strong pull spiritually. I mean, there was like I needed, I had this almost like a rock on my chest that I wanted to talk about with him about the spiritual things, because then I was more into Christian stuff as a frame, I would say. Now I am also, but it's broader also. But yeah. Anyways, after he passed, I was so sad that I never did that, because it was stronger with him to do that, to talk about that. But then I felt less strange doing that, so I never did. Yeah. It made me really sad to look through these. I haven't read closely though, and that would probably have even stronger effect, but that's good also. I mean, yeah. I mean, also how I was, but it's good that I have went some time. I think otherwise they wouldn't have been saved or still there. I don't know if that's a positive thing though, but yeah. And also how he is connected, his brother, also a super good looking guy, maybe more so you could say, but he was also hot. He was also together with my friend who passed away on the tracks in front of a train, purposely, you could say. And so, and that was long after, and I didn't know his brother, but the connections, I mean, yeah, the connections. But still, so it kind of hits me when I read about how I felt around that and everything. I mean, I wrote down details, really, what I thought, and I have forgotten all of it, and I've forgotten a lot before then also, as I said, a few years before then, when I had more to do with him, and wavered back and forth how much I was in love, and one day I was, and another day I didn't know, and so on and so forth, or didn't like him even some days, and yeah, how everything that just doesn't mean shit when they're gone. Yeah, a guy makes me sad when I almost started to cry. I couldn't not do that when I read that, because although it's so long ago, but I also was a little bit surprised how much I've forgotten. So I thought about maybe talking about a bit, maybe not showing, because there may be names and I mention people, So maybe I can show a few pages from some books or something. But if I check them through thoroughly beforehand, which pages I will show. But I can try to read through them and share a little bit with you if you like. Yeah, God, I'm all teary-eyed now. Wow, I think. Oh. And also I wrote about how strong his dad was. He was like this is so sad, so I don't know why I talk about it, but his mom was just screaming at the coffin, and you couldn't almost stand. She was almost fainting. Her leg just... I think his brother was like in shock. And his dad was like holding her up. This was horrible. Just horrible. And how I wanted to stay and just sit there and never leave the church or the chapel. I just wanted to be there forever, kind of. And how messed up I got after that. When it came to when we had fights or so, the boyfriend that I met, I never wanted to talk back. I was kind of not aggressive maybe, but maybe I was kind of so. But I from that I didn't want to fight with him. I thought about that all the time when I watched his hands. Even I loved, I could love so intensely, so I looked at the hair on his hand or whatever, little details, whatever. I just thought every time that, oh, maybe I won't see this anymore. So I was like, I think I don't know what happened, but I backed away. I never answered back, and I was like, and he was angry at me for that also. But to me it was like always like a matter of life and death. Always. And I just knew how I wanted to have been if something suddenly happened. So okay, oh, I'm drifting into that too far. I need to read about the next cards. I'm sorry, but yeah, it was just recent that I was all into that. But I will talk about that in another video. But anyways, yeah. And also I met his dad many years after, and then he was then totally a wreck from what happened to his boy when he was just 19. I mean, he talked about him, and you just saw he was like, yeah, talk about. I can't really make a diagnosis, and someone may know who he is and everything, but I mean, yeah, it was like the soul lost him when he lost his son. I felt like, because he was so strong, it seemed, and then, I mean, horrible. I can't even think about it anymore right now. So moving on. Inner Truth, the second card. There is a lot of depth to your feelings. You are on your way to understanding your feelings and desires more clearly. The next steps on your path will soon reveal themselves. Stay vigilant to new opportunities that may lead to the beginnings of novel projects or assist with current ventures. Look around you and within you. Be willing to do the work at the deepest level, as you will find jewels of wisdom, knowledge, and the inner voice all waiting patiently to assist you. Nature's crystals are created deep within the earth. Go deep and find your own treasures. That's very beautiful for those who chose the second card there. And then the Inner Truth, number 16 was that. That's a little girl who walks there treading where she's going. And then number 31. I'm a little bit shaken, I don't know, by all the emotions that come up here. And also think about all other people, there are so many in those diaries also that aren't around. That, I mean, there are those who were older, of course, but those in my own age and those who are just not around anymore. I'm just sad. Okay, moving on. 31. Be spontaneous. When you are busy, rushing, stressed, worried, or overwhelmed, it is easy to lose track of the simple things in your world that bring you joy. This is a huge nudge to remember to create some fun, rediscover enthusiasm and fascination through adventure and spontaneous happenings. Engage with your life again and take in your surroundings. observing the importance of living life to its fullest. Decide to do something for the pleasure of it and see where life takes you. Very beautiful. And the optimistic card is that I saw was a little bit like someone is trying to lift you. I mean, maybe this woman figure fairy is like encouraging someone also to come out and participate in the world and, you know, enjoy all the beauty there is around. But it's like, it's very hypnotic and calm, this card still, so yeah, check it out. Number 31, be spontaneous. The words are, of course, very connected to the picture, but it's very calm. It's like dreamy, like it's like also like in dreams. Yeah, it's like you drift away, like in some sort of out of body experience. I don't know, but there are many adventures we can go on. At times there are more inwards for some reason. Yeah. Well, shall I stop then? It was something else. What was it? Gosh, I have forgotten. As always now when I talk, I think about something and then I forget what it was. And then I keep talking about how much I've forgotten. I can't believe any of you have the patience to look at me. No, look at me. Listen to me, honestly. Yeah, well, even less so look at me. But, yeah. Yeah. But I'm gonna add some healing, since I have some to heal to already. So, but yeah, I feel that you who, I mean, yeah, I know it will be okay, but I know it will be well, but still I will add that. Maybe it will take away some of the, I don't know, worries or something. I hope so. So, yeah. No, I have no clue what it was. Thought about when I read this last card, but I have no clue. I sometimes think that, as I also maybe didn't say, but I think the universe like protect me from getting a lot of money, because I don't know if that would benefit me really. If I have not myself under a little bit better control, I would eat myself to death or something. So that's good. Thank you, universe. But also, like other things also. I think, what was it now? I constantly forget. Yeah, that was it. That was it. When I lose so much hair. Can't believe it. I'm sorry, that's gross to talk about. But I mean, you know, when I forget, sometimes I think that's also someone who's there. Let's not go there. Stop talking about that, or go in some other direction. You know. Yeah. Now I actually remembered. The only thing I wanted to say is just out. If you're interested in these intuitive things that I think some of you are, and want to develop them, or whatever it is, if you're just feeling shitty, or whatever you feel, if you feel stressed, or if you feel even good, just to relax and feel that all that you can do these Munaki practices that I've talked about before, like in a more specific traditional technique way, but you can just also sit and let all just flow away from you, all the thoughts, all the tension and everything, just the easiest way you can come up with, and just let go of it all, and do that for some minute or so. And when you've done that, and just think about doing that, just take 5 minutes, and that's quite long when you have not learned this or practiced it rather, and just sit there and don't get entangled into your emotions. Just let them be. Try to not let them pull you away in some direction. Just be in the moment, and just, I don't know, concentrate maybe on your breath, but just be. Just stay there for those minutes and see what that does to you. I mean, afterwards, if you aren't able to really, I mean, we can never stop them, but if you can find some sort of peace and quiet in that, and even if then when thoughts pop up, not to follow them and go further and further into them, just to let them float by, and see how we feel afterwards, because sometimes we don't even know how freaking stressed or entangled into something we are in our minds. It just takes like what do you say, drains the life out of us almost. And then if we just do so simple thing as that is not so simple, it's quite difficult if we aren't used to it, honestly, then we come back to that place and who we truly are, our essence and everything, and access to all the things that we all actually have. There is no difference. It's not that I have access to some things, for example, as medium, psychic for those who believe in that even. It's not that I have access to things you don't. We all have it. We all have what we need, and it comes to us in those ways that it's needed to come. And sometimes through someone else. And sometimes the reason for that, I think, is that we maybe need that. I mean, we may need that at times, not that we need, how can I say now, I should stop. Not that we need to, that the information is not within us and that we don't have access to the information ourselves, but maybe we need to reach out and need someone. Maybe we need to connect. Maybe we need to understand that we are all interrelated, kind of, and belong together, and that others can be there for you, and that you aren't alone. Maybe that's why. That's more of the message, maybe sometimes, than the whole message that comes through. So, but it's not at all that someone else hold secrets that you need, and therefore you should be like dependent on someone else. That's not at all how it is. So just try that out, even if it sounds simple and like nothing. If you try it, you'll see that it's everything. No, it's not everything, but it's a lot. It's really a lot, although it seems so like nothing. Okay, I was not at the tools now, but that's one of the absolute greatest tools. Okay, talk soon, sweet ones, and much, much love. And I'm sending healing. Yeah. I think so. I usually ask for it, but I kind of know that will be appreciated in that situation, so I'll send it.